Hello everyone, it's November 30, 2012. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. This is the third time I've done this one today. We'll see if I get it right this time. It's anybody's guess, and hang on to your hats. I'm obviously a bit disheveled today. I'm not in the world's greatest mood. I'm somewhat pissy. I thought I'd share a few thoughts with you about some of the things that are making me pissy, and one of the things that's not. Hey, let's start off with here. Okay, we got President Obama reelected, and like Bill Maher, and to use Bill Maher's words, it is time to hold his feet to the fire. The White House has 800 number, and you can email them. They have an email address. Come on, Google the White House. Get the stuff yourself. I'm not going to do it for you. And all 10 of you who are watching, you're intelligent enough to go along with this. But really, do this. Serious here I am. Call them up, email them, get your voices in there. Do it early, do it often. Really. President Obama said out of Afghanistan by 2014. You know what? That's not near good enough. How about at the very latest, February of 2013? You're already the president. You're just taking the oath reaffirming that you're going to stay the president. But you can turn to the Secretary of Defense down there in D.C., and run his ass over to the Pentagon and tell the generals and the admirals that, you know what, guys, bring our troops the hell home and bring the equipment with them. Do it. Make it done. Make it so. It's time to come home. We're spending $1 billion a day in a country that has less than 60 miles of paved road. I've said it before. I'll say it again. And again, and again, and again. Any damn fool place that has less than 60 miles of paved roads is not really a threat to this country's security in any way, shape, or form. But my God, people, 20 miles to the east, we got Brattleboro, Vermont. And, Brattleboro has more than 60 miles of paved road. Does that make them a threat? I submit that a whole shitload of this war was conducted solely so a few people in the defense industry could experiment with a new product, the drone. We have had the drone for a long time, assuredly, but they really got it down now, and now they're selling it to the individual states. The federal government is using them in country, and now we're selling these drones to the states so they can fly them up and down, and you got, people at view screens watching the action where the camera's pointing, boom, boom, and, hey, bang, zoom. Here's a great idea for you. It's not illegal. It would be a good thing to do. And, tell them it's part of your religion, so you're covered by the Constitution, and you're just saluting the sun by giving it the finger every day. While you're walking just to the sky, and, hold it there for 5 seconds or so, and do that again 3 or 4 times every walk you take somewhere when you're outdoors. Not in front of you, not behind you, not to the side, but straight up, saluting the sun. And, sooner or later, one of these drones will catch the action. And if they catch enough of that action, well, they won't quit using them, but they quit pointing them at your area, which is not a bad thing. And, it's just good exercise. It increases cardiovascular and all that stuff, so use both hands and have some fun. It's your tax dollars. You may as well enjoy them too. But they're using these drones here against us now. You know, folks, can't do anything to stop it, but we can damn sure be pissy about it, bitch about it, and if you salute the sun enough, well, the Puritans will figure out something to do, and we'll know who they are and can diselect their asses. Folks, I've listened to 2.5 weeks now, on to something else, 2.5 weeks now of the Republicans pissing and moaning about, oh, we lost the election, the demographic is no longer old white rich guys. Shocky darns, people want real paychecks, and son of a bitch, the GOP. I've been a Republican a long time, up until this year, when I finally have been so disgusted by these idiots. I quit being a Republican. I'm an Abe Lincoln Republican. You know, equal rights. Nobody gets to own people anymore, because it is just about that much of a step going from black folks to other folks who ain't like you, Rich. Do the math. Come on. I know you can. And that's what we got to get to the Republican Party back to. Not those who worship the almighty dollar, which is what the hell the Republicans became after the Civil War. Up until that, they were the ones in favor of equal rights, and the common guy, somehow or other, that got switched. I think it was when they did the uniform color switch. Did you know that when the Civil War began, the northern uniforms were gray and the southern uniforms were blue? Honest to God truth. For about 3 months. And then for some reason or other, the dyes, well, we intercepted the indigo dye. And, you know, without the indigo dye, they had to resort to a natural color, gray. And we had the indigo dye because we'd seized it, you know, running the blockade. The Northerners had a blockade, the stuff wasn't getting there. And, you know, we had this dye now, and they didn't, so we dyed our uniforms. So I imagine the next 3 months or so must have been real interesting. You know, do I shoot this guy who's now got my color on, or is he really part of my group? Now, he's pointing the gun at me. But the generals, well, in those days the generals were, you know, right up front, so to speak. Now, they did stay usually behind the lines. They didn't lead the charges. But occasionally one did get popped. It did happen. And during the Civil War, in fact, and I forget which battle it was at, but the general was standing up full and, you know, watching the action. And one of the captains said, "General, sir, you really should get down." And he said, the general said, at this distance they couldn't hit an elephant, and one popped him in the chest. And he was dead. Yep, they weren't shooting at elephants. It happens. Again here, you know, hey, do the math. It's time to bring our guys and our equipment home. We can use that money and manpower right the hell here. Build our own infrastructure. We got bridges and roads and all kinds of crap out there that has really fallen into disrepair because, you know, we had to keep all this stuff going for the rich guys who were in charge of making the drones and experimental weapons and yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. It's time to spend that money here on stuff we really do need. It really is. I'm kind of pissy, too, about this. Oh, God, Obamacare is going to socialize the hell out of medicine. No, it's not, really. And, you know, yeah, it is kind of sort of a little bit taking a few jobs away because eventually government will take over insurance industry, what the insurance industry now makes one pisser of a profit off of. You know, I was playing poker yesterday, and at my table was a Canadian guy and, you know, another guy who's obviously from the U.S., and I typed in that my wife and I are thinking of moving to Canada. You know, and the other American typed in that, you know, you have 15% sales tax to pay for socialized medicine. And I type back in, yeah, okay, fine and dandy, I'll pay 15%. I got no problem with that. Rather than pay exorbitant premiums to a company that will then tell me I'm not covered on this certain thing. We're only covered so much anyway. And I'll have a deductible. And these guys are all making bigger bonuses than I'm making paychecks. And, oh, deadly silence. There was no more snootiness. Because that's what the hell we're doing. And they get subsidized by the government then, too. Using all the damn tax deductions they can. Some of these companies actually pay less insurance than you do. Honest to God, you can find it out for yourself. I'm not lying. Check it out. These are public filings anymore. They have to be. Thank God. Hey, finally, the other day I saw in the paper where Vermont Governor Shumlin, and I live in Vermont, Governor Shumlin, who was just reelected, said that he really believes that Vermont will legalize marijuana in the next 2 years. To which I say, yeah, hey, Vermont was the first state to legalize by legislation gay marriage. Homosexual, lesbian marriage. Oh my God. That was a few years ago, and the sun still comes up pretty much every damn day. Can you imagine? A little common sense. Now we can sell licenses to these guys too. Good deal. And preachers and JPs get to make more money and pay taxes on that, so good deal. Duh. Do the math. Legalize the marijuana. Regulate it just like you do booze. You gotta sell it at a state store, what have you. And tax it. No sweat. Make some money. Do the right thing. You get to decrease law enforcement budgets because, well, they're not busting. And 50% of all the drug busts are simple weed possession. It's a money-making tool for the counties, etc., yada, 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 for the state. They could replace that money-making tool and not have to pay for it, like they do now with the cops and the law system. You pay the judges and the state's attorneys and yada, yada, yada. There's a whole load of people get paid. Well, now, if you sell it and you tax it, you've made all that money and the damn store has to pay the employee. You just made a lot of money. Do the math. It's a simple, one from column A is a whole shitload of them in column B. Do the column A. It's cheaper, easier, get it done. The real people who are fighting the hell out of this are the booze companies. They don't want the competition. The police, because they don't want their budgets decreased. And organized crime, because, well, hell, if you legalize it, they've lost the customer base. Duh. See, a win-win-win situation. Yeah. And our governor, and we were the first state, again, to legalize gay marriage by legislation. We could be the third state to legalize and tax marijuana. Here, drive the Republicans crazy. Use their words. It's states' rights. And watch their heads explode on the national level. It could be fun, and it's been a long damn time since we've really had any fun in politics. I want you to think about it. Governor Shumlin, once again, 2 thumbs up. By God, it's about time to, let some sanity into government. Really, and, hey, Governor, this toke's for you. I'm Dwight Schmuck. That's the Schmuck Look. Peace.